approximately 6 o'clock. We'll open up the select board meeting now with a pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everyone had the chance to read the minutes of May 31st? Or do we make 31st first?
Madam Chairman, may I make a motion to approve the minutes? May 31st.
Second. Tony, thanks. All in favor? And that would be as written. Actually, as written. So we have a second. Is this the, what is the June special select board one? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So we also had a special select board meeting. We put special on there when we do the minutes. Yep. Special. We had a special select board meeting to approve of taking over the adult ed, but just putting it on the budget for the town to approve, wasn't. So do we have a motion to accept the minutes as written on that?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second? All in favor? What about signing the warrants? Doesn't seem to be on here. Don't we usually sign the warrants? Oh, here it is. I didn't see that. I missed that altogether. I didn't do this one, so thanks, Renee. So I'm sorry, I skipped over the warrants. I guess everybody wants that done. Do we need a motion to sign the warrants and a chance to look at that?
I'll make a motion to have the warrant signed.
I've got a cold, so I have to say and speak. Were you, Steve? All in favor? I just didn't see it today. Any red flags? Red flags? All right then.
Suzette put this in here, it's not on the agenda, it's a tax abatement form, and it's for taxes that went on the Flatiron Corner property. Do you want to table it for next time, or it's not on the agenda?
No, we need to decide, because I think that was part of the agreement, that they gave us the lease,
Right.
that we had to.
Right, and it's done every year, this happens every year.
For the 5 years, for instance. Is that, this. Who's buzzing?
These are those done.
Okay, so the amount is $683.78.
You need another one?
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve of the tax abatement for the Flatiron Corner property that they've given us a lease to for the next 5 years. That was part of the agreement.
I'll second that.
All in favor? It really looks nice too. It's come a long way from when we first got it. So if you turn to the next old business, we had tabled a request by Fred Pierce to create a parks rules and permit, and we had an opportunity to work on that this week, and we thought we would go over it with the rest of the board and see if you have any additions. It's been simplified. So I guess we'll have to make a sign to put on the park as well. So it says, it reads, hours sunrise to sunset. Let's interrupt if you disagree with any of this. No alcoholic beverages or drugs. All trash must be placed in proper receptacles. Use of stage and scheduled events require a permit. No overnight camping or parking. And after that, it says facility use request, so you circle either Stockbridge Park, Bandstand, or Flatiron Corner, date of the event, the days, the time of the event, the name of the event, the sponsoring group, contact person, address, phone number, cell, event director, additional requests. Now, what did we decide with the electricity? If you want to use electricity, oh, on top of the top, if there's gonna be a $25 fee for the usage of electricity, but that's up to that was something that Renee and I discussed, would have to be approved of by the board. No, there's no fee permit, but if you know, we're using the stage and you're using electricity, we do get a lot of bills for that, and it is locked up, and they would have to come get the key. The fee is negotiable, and you can make it a different kind, or what do you think, Joanne? I know you were opposed to any fees before.
I'm opposed to all of it.
Of the whole permit process?
Well, I don't, I just don't understand why we have to get that technical. We own, the town of Lubec owns this property. And if the people of the town of Lubec who pay the taxes in this town want to use it, I don't know why we have to go through all this.
I think this is just for special events, like, we have a group that comes every year, and they ask for a permit, they put insurance on it, and they have a whole bunch of people, not to bring up names, a whole bunch of people come and they use the park. I think it's only for if you want the park for a special event. This is not for everyday usage, right? This is probably gonna be used twice a year. Well, there is somebody that creates musical events, Mike.
I'd like to hear more of Joanne's opinion on this, because I think she's leading to something that I've been uncomfortable about with this, is ever since we inherited the bandstand, which we wound up then fixing.
Good point.
Okay, we're already out money on this, and how many events have been scheduled on that bandstand since that thing's been there? I can't think of any.
Well,
Maybe one.
every Thursday night, they do the barbecues, the Mason barbecues in the summertime.
But I'm talking about, I'm talking about Stockbridge.
No, you
Call
just
that
said the
stage.
bandstand, honey.
Call that
Oh, the
stage.
bandstand, I'm sorry.
He meant Stockbridge
Stage,
Park.
we're calling it a
Yeah.
stage?
Okay.
Okay, the stage. Also, there should be nothing negotiable about the fact if somebody wants to use the stage, they obviously gonna wanna use power. It's $25 for the electricity, that's a bargain.
I agree.
Okay, after the town spent
A lot
to
of
put
money,
power in
yes,
there.
and I agree with that. I think that Joanne's trying to say that, I think the electricity fee requirement should be limited only to Stockbridge Park. Because that's where, when you're using the stage, because there's such an upkeep on the stage, and not for the bandstand or Flatiron Corner.
Fred brought this up, and
How do I know?
he was a selectman, you know, and he did diligence for the town. And I'm not against this at all, I mean, him at all. But if he wants it for Stockford Park, then so be it. But I mean, I don't know why, you include the bandstand, you're including Flatiron
Well,
Corner.
let's get rid of those. Just wipe them off
You
and
know,
just
it
make it
just-
Stockbridge Park.
If he believes that Stockford Park is gonna be that busy, which I would love to see it, yes, I would. But I don't think
I
in a
think that's where
million
he's
years it's
going
ever
with
gonna
that.
be that busy. That we need to have.
So do you want to make a motion to have this
Amended.
amended just to include Stockbridge Park?
Just a quick question, the bandstand, when people have like weddings and things like that, don't they come here as well?
We don't have any policy regarding any of our,
Yeah, no, that's what he was saying, no policies.
Well, in a way we do, because for any group, okay, 4th of July committee, the Winter Festival committee,
so the individual committees
right, groups
schedule
have to
that.
funnel through any monies through the town. And they are, under the Tort Claims Act. So anything that they do on town property is covered
Yes.
by the town's insurance.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Barbara?
I don't wanna look like the bad guy here, but
I understand where you're both coming from, but I think it's a good idea to have it so that somebody doesn't think, oh, we can go to Stockford Park and somebody else is bringing a band there that night. You're preventing a conflict where somebody thinks they have it and somebody else says, well, I'm using it, and you've got 2 or 3 people trying to use the same area at one
I
time.
think,
That way,
and
I
that's
think it
probably what
makes
he's
sense.
trying to do.
Well, I'm just
And
saying
I'd
that
love to
makes
see that it's
sense.
gonna be that busy. I don't ever see it in the future, but I would love to think that it would be.
and I just want to clarify that this was not something brought up by myself. This was a submitted request and lengthily page after we had maybe 10 pages of requirements that he wanted us to address. He's not here to
I would like to
present the idea, he's
see
not
it
even
be
in.
Stockford Park only. That's my.
I'm fine with that. Tony, are you fine with that?
Yes, and I have one
Do you
other
want me to
issue, is
fill
that in maintaining or having permit, it gives the towns and also the Hamlet School an idea of how many people are gonna be there, and in the event of any medical condition, what can they anticipate and expect on a 95-degree day. And one other thing I'd like to mention, with regard to Stockford Park, I'd like to also consider prohibition of generators, because they're potentially using liquid fuel, gasoline, that potentially can cause a problem.
So no generators?
No generators.
Okay, let's put that
Because
in.
they have electric there, they don't need a generator.
Barbara, did you have something?
The other question I had, and it's not relevant to that, but why is there a sign that says Fred Pierce's company on the side of it if it's the Lubec town property?
It's a good point,
I don't mean to be rude, I'm just
Yeah, that
asking.
probably needs to go.
yeah.
I just am curious.
It could be replaced with a sign, interested in using this site, call,
We could put our park regulations all over it.
Yes.
Whatever, but I don't,
Oh.
I mean, it says somebody specific, and it's not, if he owns it, that's fine, but if he
Sends the
doesn't,
wrong
then it
He
shouldn't,
doesn't. I
shouldn't be
do
there.
understand that someone is gonna be drawing painting a mural on it, which will be nice.
Well, they've been painting the inside of it.
We'll go, okay, Stephanie, sorry,
That's all right. Madam Chair, somebody want to get somebody else?
well, no, you go first. She's deferred to you.
With regard to Stockford Park, then do you envision the regulations are going to embrace the Tai Chi group that meets there on Tuesdays and Thursday morning? Are they
I
going
think
to have
they-
be subject to getting a permit and
Well, I think that, that's a good question. It should be there should be a schedule. We're gonna create a log. And the log is gonna say what's happening in that particular park for that day, which would be nice to be able to have a schedule. Because maybe is the Tai Chi open to the public?
yes.
Yes.
Well, then that's, would be something that he was trying to suggest, that our recreational resources aren't being used for common community events. So if what comes out of this is a schedule of events of different people, wanting to do certain things there, but it's not gonna, I wouldn't say a permit, it needs to be put on a schedule. I think there's two separate things we're looking at. A permit with a big gathering with electricity or a Tai Chi class, which Stephanie.
I'm for the permit part to build the schedule, so everybody knows and everything, but I am against the taxpayer, if the taxpayer is taking out a permit of charging them. Maybe just for people from away, people that don't contribute to the tax base here. But if you are a taxpayer, I sort of agree with Joanne, why, still take out the permit, but why are we, charging a fee to the residents?
We brought that up.
I would suggest, I think it is a good idea to have a schedule of knowing what's going on in Starkville Park at the bandstand or Flatiron Corner, just in case of overflow or anybody wanting to do the same thing. So I think that makes sense. I think perhaps we could appease all if we said electricity be used, a $25 donation, in which case, you don't want to pay the $25 donation, you're obligated.
Well,
And I
we
don't
could
think
have it
it's
as
fair
a
that
key
as a
deposit.
taxpayer, I'm paying for it.
I think that Renee and I spent a long time thinking about this today, as well as looking at Fred's suggestions. And it is costly. We do have to pay someone to clean the bathrooms. And I agree with Stephanie and Joanne about taxpayers not having to pay for anything. But the electricity is locked. So if you're using large outdoor cords and massive amounts of musical equipment, that I believe that at least you have to have a key deposit, unlock the thing, and then lock it back up and bring the key back, and you can have maybe your money returned. But something needs to manage a large quantity of electricity going into
Right.
the stage with kids, tripping over cords, and that's why you have to have a permit for insurance.
These
For
events that are scheduled for down there, they're for profit.
Well,
Okay, so they're not gonna
Said he
complain about
wasn't.
$25 for electricity, if that's part of their show is, they gotta plug in somewhere. And who wants to put on a musical event with a generator running in the
Did
background?
he not say that he wasn't charging for these events? I thought I read that in his email, that he was not charging. It was supposed to be like music in the park, like
For
they have
free.
in Eastport.
And then is there a suggested donation? 'Cause
Well,
And it's
there
money
you
they're
go.
collecting.
A donation in a cent or suggested donation is the same as saying $5 a head.
Yep,
I am glad that
exactly.
everybody's giving us input, because we weren't sure of how to go with this. Where are we at with the key deposit or the fee? We're just gonna,
If I may suggest our previous experience with key deposits on other things in town, let's not make that part of this, because you're gonna create a management issue for somebody, who a time management thing, they're gonna have to run down there and check this, the lock will disappear, come on, let's not even go
I have
there.
a setup with Bruce Green, who is
Right.
the one that opens up the back ends in the morning and closes them. He's gonna have the key, and if
he
there's
will
an
unlock
event,
it and close it, so we have
Exactly.
one person with the key.
Thank you.
That's much better.
Yep.
So what about charging $25 for an event that they're getting, that's like,
It is some compensation to the taxpayers who have already put out a heck of a lot of
Yeah.
more money than that to keep that facility the way it is.
now, it's not gonna apply to like the school or the municipality.
Exactly.
Because part of this, I thought, said that, where's the clause where it says the town has priority?
Who
Got that
wrote
with
this?
us out?
May I ask? Who
Renee
wrote
and
it?
I
But you're-
took, Renee
okay.
and I put it together.
the very first one.
Okay,
First
it says
bullet.
here, we didn't get to the end. The scheduling of the facility shall be done on a first come, first served basis with the town of Lubec activities and school functions taking priority.
Thank you.
Misuse and abuse of the facility may call for revocation of all further use. All parties requesting use of this facility will be responsible for providing a schedule of events. So, Tony, do you wanna go around again and see how, what do you want changed? No generators?
Oh, yeah, no generator, and also having them, even as a bandstand, at least an idea of the number of people that are gonna be there, just for
Well, it
medical.
does say that event, and does it say the number of people?
Admission,
Registration
Size
fee
of
charge,
Attendance.
estimated attendance, because if it's 50 people, it's very different than 10.
And also, it's gonna give the ambulance crew an idea what streets not to use, since there potentially could be cars blocking them to get to that street, so somebody could have a medical emergency.
Is that
Good
gonna go
idea.
on all night, the flashing?
Hmm?
Did you notice that flash?
I did.
Okay. Maybe it's just me.
Okay, Joanne?
What, dear?
Okay, why are we getting picture statement?
With all due respect, I don't need a reason, it's a public meeting, it's a public.
Well, the
thing.
flash, I think, doesn't, it's annoying people's eyes.
Yep.
Not all pictures have to be taken with flashes, that's all. I'm just saying that. I mean,
We can fix that.
smartphones don't have flashes. Joanne?
I'm just good with Stockford Park.
You're just going to Stockford Park. Oh, okay, so let's do that. Let's get rid of Flatiron Corner and Bandstand.
Well, I mean, I'm just.
I agree with you. I totally agree. It should be the stage use at Stockford Park is the only problem I see.
But is there a bandstand, Flatiron Corner, like, do we have or can part of this
Everybody
be a
knows what the
schedule?
schedule is. The bandstand, it's every Thursday. We have the little music that goes with the Masons and Fourth of
somebody
July
coming in for-
decorates it. I don't think we have anybody fighting over the bandstand right now, do we? No.
No.
So, well, and I won't say what I said last week.
Okay.
Your suggestion is, Dan, it's good, those two changes?
That's fine. I mean, again, I like it registering, or it was making us aware of a schedule with the other two.
And as
The
far,
other two avenues.
and as far as the Tai Chi issue, if you just fill up the park, one of these permits out once and put the schedule for the summer, you only get to fill one out. And then say Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 11, or whatever it is, and then just each season, and I believe this would only go from Memorial Day to Labor Day. So the permit process would be applicable for the summer months when people are out.
You know, it
maybe
would be a good thing too, is to have a calendar.
Well, that's what we're gonna
That's what I
make,
have
for the
in the
logbook, a
community building.
calendar.
You come in and you write on the
Yes.
calendar, if you wanna use that
Yes.
building, it's free.
Yes.
You come in, the women's club writes
Yes.
down, I'm here Wednesday,
Unless
you
it's
know, the knitting club, I'm here on whatever. day.
absolutely.
So just, you know, have a calendar and,
And
Tell
we
them
nice
they
to
need
have the
to-
town website anyway, so people can see who that's building. But I like knowing the schedule of what's going on at Bandstand Flatiron Corner. If you can keep that on there, Stockford Park, applicable to a $25.
So I'm hearing you say you're not agreeing with Joanne, you wanna keep the bandstand in Stockford Park?
Just from a scheduling purpose, I just think it's a smart idea. That's just,
I
but
don't
no,
think, I
no
don't think we
cost
need
or
it.
fees, but.
I don't, if you wanna run the schedule for the bandstand, we would like to, would we like to vote to, I make a motion.
Aren't you just
that
calling,
Dan
aren't you just,
Dan
well, my phone doesn't work
creates
on
the
the wire.
schedule for the bandstand, because
Yeah,
I don't
aren't
think we
they
need a
just
permit
fine?
for it.
I'm not asking for a permit.
We haven't had any problems up till now. I mean, the only problem right now is Stockford Park, potentially.
Yes.
Well, then we can table it.
Get back our head.
Okay.
I see the issues that happen with the town sign. We do have a schedule with that. Sometimes there are issues. This is gonna be similar to that. If you add more parts to it, maybe we should do it if it's as needed. It becomes an issue.
Okay.
Let's stick with Stockford
If you
Park.
feel that there's enough warrant for any of these, I mean,
I'm willing to go, let's
Fred
go
thought
Stockford
that
Park,
Stockford
that's
Park
enough.
was gonna be, you know, warranted. But, I mean, if you think the bandstand's gonna be overloaded and
No,
flat iron corner, I mean,
Joanne, you asked me if I had a question.
yes.
I don't disagree with you, but I like Dan's idea for one specific reason. It would let the entire community know, did you know that this is going on at Stockford Park? Did you know this is going on at the bandstand?
That's true too.
Because we don't all know if you don't, are not in part of that
Yeah.
group or what have you. It eliminates having to put it out all over the place. So I would know that Tai Chi, which I have been here 21 years, didn't know that there's one going on down there.
You
But
didn't know that?
No.
I didn't know.
Same thing with here at Flatiron Corner. Maybe we're having something and it's, they're not paying anything, but you know about it.
Well, then, you know, we'll have it put on the website, I guess, maybe.
That's all I'm saying,
another-
Joanne, so it's a knowing
Yeah,
thing.
well, you
of
know
what's
what?
going on.
Thank you, Barbara. You had another,
So,
what was your first name?
Just to
I'm
be
sorry.
clear, Dennis Gallagher, 66 Main Street, taxpayer. Just to be clear, is getting on the schedule, is registering the event as you all see it, and this is a question, is that akin to getting a permit? If and if it is, then do we need to pay 25 bucks?
No,
If you're gonna use electricity.
No, we don't use anything except, you know.
they're low impact, I've seen them.
I think there's two, we're talking apples and oranges. One is a permit for the stage for electricity, and the other is a schedule
the
of
other's the
events.
schedule,
Right.
yeah.
So why don't we make a motion separately? Motion
Thank you.
for a permit for the schedule for the bandstand,
Of electrically charged Stockford Park. And for others, just when appropriate and if done by the people.
if you wanna use the stage at Stockford Park, you must come up and fill out a permit. And there will be a fee of $25 if you're using electricity. Do I have a second on that motion? All in favor? Now, as regard to the schedule, I make a motion that if you are going to have regularly scheduled events at either Flatiron Corner, which I believe they do have at Flatiron Corner, on, I think it's a Sunday, they stand with signs,
Yep, peace
that,
signs.
peace signs or whatever, that would be a nice thing to be on a schedule so that people would know to join that group if they wanted to.
Again,
It's saying,
not
so,
required, but it does make it more,
well, I think we
To
need to
Barbara's
make
point,
a
the people
motion
can-
to make it required to tell the town if you're using a town park and you're gonna have a regularly scheduled activity, not just an all of it.
second.
Okay, good. Thank you. Did you do that to stop me from talking? All in favor?
I'm
Thank you.
too sick to fight.
You say that, fight. Is that okay, Joanne? It's just a
That's fine.
schedule, no
That's
permit.
fine, Carol.
Yeah, it's just a little schedule. Okay. Okay, where were we? We do have another agenda. Liquor license renewal for Cove Hills. We need somebody here for that, from Cove Hills. And that's part of the deal, are they paid us $25? Does somebody wanna call them? Somebody needs to give them a little drink. That was some, 4,300. I gave that to them.
And also note the type of privilege is not checked.
We're not gonna review it,
Okay.
we're gonna give them a chance to get up here, so they
Okay.
don't have to pay it. There's a no fee for license renewal unless you don't come, and we have to do it again. We just voted that in, didn't we? Put that in? Yeah. Sign for, I don't have, do you have that? It was in the, it's in that selectmen's folder on top of my desk. So we have a letter commemorating Paul Cook is going to be, I believe he was a resident of Lubec, he grew up here, does anybody know Paul Cook?
I know him very well.
And I met him once as well, he's some kind of an agent now. He's gonna be inducted into the Maine Basketball Hall of Fame. And since he was born and raised in Lubec, we're gonna give him a
Right
little
next to me,
certificate.
actually.
Fantastic, so you're gonna tell him about this?
I will. I will fax this.
Did anybody tell them when they filled it out?
Be
Did
very
they
happy.
be here? Okay. It is with great honor and pride the Select Board acknowledges former Lubec resident Paul Cook and his recent induction into the Maine Basketball Hall of Fame. Paul's legendary basketball history in Lubec continues to live on. His leadership skills that were honed here in Lubec among the community, school, and athletic programs continue to follow him throughout his life. We are extremely proud of Paul and his success and wish him the very best. Congratulations, Paul. Sincerely, the Lubec Select Board. I need a motion to sign that.
Make a motion to sign?
Second. All in favor? Okay, try to sign the name nicely, please. No scribbles.
That works. The left.
Probably you. Okay, so we're on
He
that.
actually has property here in town, but he was,
Right. Just and for information, we've shortened the nomination paper for a two-year school board due to a resignation. That was approved on our special select board meeting on Friday, which was the 9th, which is the shortest we can only shorten it to 10 days, no less. So the 9th, that's why we had to have a special select board meeting. So the person or persons who takes out a two-year term nomination paper still must have it in by the 19th at 4 o'clock. All nomination papers for all open elected positions must be here by 4 o'clock Monday,
And the date of that is?
the 19th.
Thank you.
Adult ed, just a brief note, we had also a special select board meeting to put the adult ed budget of 18,000 on, with proper breakdown from the AOS, on our town budget. It will be a separate line item, it will be up to the taxpayers to decide if they want to keep that. But we have agreed to oversee it until such time as a third party is, found that would like to continue it, under their organization. Okay, so we have on here blind pedestrian signs. A citizen came and asked and requested if we could provide a sign in front of a person's house on School Street who has, legally blind, and where they are afraid they're coming up and over that hill, when they visit the neighbor across the way constantly and very often, and the neighbor's worried that they will get run over. What do you think of that idea?
I think it's fine.
And it would be right in the person's house, or just right where vision?
Two signs, one on each.
I just think I don't think we need two signs. I think we need one sign going down the hill, not coming up. Because it's blind going down, I should say that. It's a hill.
Got it.
Apologize. So you can see the person crossing if you're coming up School Street. But if you're going down quickly coming down, from the north, then that would be where I would put the sign. On the top there. But Ricky can figure that. Ricky, Public Works can figure that
Yeah, I
out.
don't know if there's any dangers.
Did we do a motion and we need a motion and a vote on that?
Yes, motion to sole signage.
Second.
All in favor? And just the same size as that I'm talking on, right? There must be a standard, must be some kind of a sign that they have, DOT. One, yes, one sign. Stratford Park Monument, okay. Well, we have been trying to do this from the time Dan and I got on the select board. For some reason, it just has never happened. So we have a nice, fantastic picture of a monument that we want to put up in Stratford Park, and we've been working on getting someone to volunteer to do the foundation, and we've talked to some people, stonework people, and we feel that this is the best way to present the plaque, brass plaque that we have in the back, because it will be mortared in and it will be high enough up, and it's going to be put in front of the stage. And we even marked out where we wanted the foundation, but the person that was going to put the foundation in as a donation for us has had a personal matter that has allowed him not to do it right now, so we're still trying. So anyone who would like to pour a foundation for the town, we do have a little tiny bit of money left over from,
May I ask a question regarding the size of the footer, is what you're describing? That's, what is the size that it needs to be? 4 by 5, 3 by?
something like that, yes, 4 by
Okay.
5.
Are
I
those
think-
dimensions on that illustration?
No, yes, 4 by, yes,
That's
yes,
4 by
there is.
5 high.
Oh, that's a height.
Okay.
Well, I guess it all depends on
What the base is.
the, have you ever seen the
Yeah.
plaque that's in the
Yes, I
back?
have.
So I think that the person who was gonna do the stonework only wanted just enough foundation, just so that it would sit right on there, so that the garden club could build flowers around the bottom. So if that gives you any help, I think
Gotcha.
there's a.
All right,
there's
I'll
a
stop up and look at it. It
Okay,
doesn't
great,
sound
great.
like a big deal, and the
Okay.
quicker you get that in the ground,
Yes,
the faster you'll get the rest of the rock piled up.
yes.
You're busy. I'm
So-
always busy.
So the select board, agrees with this, because I know it's economic development have been working on that. We all, we probably have already voted on this a few times, have we not? To go forward, do you want another motion? I think under Renee's reign, she would like another motion.
You go, Rick.
I'll make a motion that that the select board is behind completing the the most needed plaque for Stockbridge Park that we've been awaiting for quite a while. Yes, a long time. And we would forthcoming have a new, what do you call it when you, recommemorate, thank you, recommemorate the
Second.
second, all in favor? Appointment papers. Oh, Barbara, we didn't appoint Barbara. We have just one? No. We need a motion to appoint Barbara Saletto to the Safe Harbor Committee and Renee Gray as Deputy RLF Administrator and Debbie Hood as Election Clerk.
So moved. That was
All in
great.
favor? That was quick. Tony, committee updates while you're waiting to sign?
Tomorrow night, Harbor Board, 6 o'clock here.
Okay.
Delny's EMS, June 26th at 4:30 at the Medigas Hall.
Revolving loan, I believe is open contingency application, but usually it's the first Tuesday of the month prior to the selectmen's.
I thought you had me scheduled for next week. Yes.
It's gonna be
Did you-
June
We've
20th.
rescheduled, June,
Okay.
right.
That's good.
June 20th at 3. Did you write
June
that
20th at
down?
3, got it.
The next